Director Gaspar Noé's idea for his film Enter the Void was to follow the viewpoint of a druggie who gets shot. He puts us, the viewer, into the mind of the character, and we experience his final hallucinations as his life fades away.
It was a very risky movie. We're inside the head of a guy who's doing drugs, and you can follow his perception.
While the film was inspired by Lady in the Lake, a 1947 film shot entirely in a first-person perspective, Enter the Void itself is a loose interpretation of a Buddhist book about the afterlife.
I'm assuming it's about death?
Well, it tells you how your spirit comes out from your body after you die.
And as such is an example of shapeshifting, the 7th creativity hack in our new series. Director Noé uses shapeshifting to come up with a story that in itself is a genre bender. By bringing a 2001 Kubrick approach to the drug heist genre. He calls it a psychedelic melodrama where the viewers themselves experience dying as if they were on drugs. This video is sponsored by Premium Beat, your #1 source of royalty-free music for film and video. Let's warp our minds. In mythology, shapeshifting is the ability of a creature to completely transform its physical form or shape. This is usually achieved through a superpower, divine intervention, or the use of magic. Artists can harness that same power. Shapeshifting takes something that works in one medium and applies it to another in order to create something new and exciting. One example is the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. Architect Frank Gehry's work is inspired by shapes of fish, flowers, and the elements to create buildings that capture an impression of movement. The Guggenheim can be read differently depending on your vantage point. From the south, it blends in with the city, revealing stone and right angles. From the north, it complements the water with fluid shapes and titanium scales to catch the light. If you look closer, you can make out a fish with head and tail chopped off, a metal flower with silver petals, and a cruise liner. Inside, the elevator shafts are clad in scales, again reminiscent of a moving fish. Unlike most other architects, Gehry models his first versions of a new building much more like a sculpture artist and worries less about structural integrity and function. Yet, the Guggenheim still serves all the needs of a museum, with 20 galleries on 3 floors. But apart from function, he accomplishes something far greater. He created a building that turned an industrial city in decline into a cultural metropolis. The Bilbao effect was achieved through shapeshifting. Now, why could you use this technique as a point of inspiration for your next film?
By assigning a different form, even just for the moment, you trick yourself into a world with different laws and thereby free yourself from common assumptions.
Shapeshifting is great when you're overwhelmed by the magnitude of a project. Instead of writing a whole script, write a poem or lyrics for a song. Then think about how to convert it into a treatment for a script. Also, look outside the world of film to find inspiration. Anything that gets you excited and inspired can be the starting point for a film project.
My name is Joe Roberts. I work for the state.
But once you've found it, work within the conforms of that medium. It's not just about finding the inspiration, it's about using the techniques and practices of that medium before you transform it. Use clay to sculpt a building, use rhymes and rules of a sonnet to write a script.
I was writing a book, and I had to write about something that was really, really a painful experience and hard to write about. So I wrote it as a poem first. It suggested what happened, and you certainly got the feeling of sadness and distress by reading it. But I couldn't have done it in prose if I hadn't done it as a poem first, because it allowed me to feel it and to move through it.
Everything's got to start somewhere, and that start can often have a great impact on the outcome. Shapeshifting empowers you to think out of the box to find that great idea. I would like to thank Premium Beat for supporting this episode. As always, their music is stellar and each track in this video comes from them. If you're looking for music for your next video or film project, click the link in the video description. Thanks for watching.